大家好啊，又嚟到呢一個學英文冇口音第4集啦。Speak English No Accent。咁未開始之前咧，就再要講下啦。嚟緊嘅世界香港論壇將會咧就係喺1月5號啊，仲好少時間咧就會係去到嗰一日啦。咁如果你哋未報名嘅話咧，你可以咧去呢一條 link 嗰度咧就登記，我會再擺喺個 description box 嗰度嘅。咁就1月5號早上11點到下晝6點有7個鐘頭唔同嘅討論啦。咁應該我哋咧喺前一日星期6晚都會有一個飯聚嘅。咁你去嗰個登入個 form 嗰度咧，你就會見到所有嘅詳情啦。咁今日咧好多謝再次請到我哋嘅嘉賓主持啦。咁佢就係 Angela Chung， 就係 Speak Fluent.ca 嘅創辦人。So Angela, this is our 4th episode.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Yeah, while we are doing this, you will be in Asia when the show is out, right?
Yeah.
First of all, wish you a happy, fun time in Hong Kong, enjoying all the different cuisines.
Yeah,
the Cantonese cuisines.
And if any Hong Kongers are watching this while I'm in Hong Kong, drop comments about where I should visit, and I'll see if I can look in the comments and visit.
Right. I guess today's topic, we can focus more on how to speak English in a more natural way. Because let's say if people are from, let's say the UK or even from Hong Kong, they try to enunciate every word clearly, right? Whereas like in North America, Canada, or US, for instance, this phrase, what do you want to do over the weekend? What do you want to do?
Yeah.
Right? And then in UK, people might say, what do you want to do?
Not all the time. It depends on the accent. Actually, in the UK, there are so many different accents too, right? Actually, even more variety and variation than in Canada. But there are a lot of interesting things happening with native accents of English where sounds can combine in unique ways, like the what you want to do or what you think.
Yeah.
What you think is a combination of what do you think? And that D and the Y sound combined likes to become J.
What
and
did you think?
With a T, what you think.
What did you think?
No, just what you think.
What you think.
What you think.
Yeah. And sometimes when I listen to the Hollywood movies, I use the caption function, right, for replay in Netflix. So you hear more because I miss sometimes the sentence if they say so fast.
Yeah. I mean, same with me. Sometimes there's music playing. Sometimes they're trying to whisper for the dramatic effect. So you may not be able to hear that much.
Yeah. Is there a right way or I mean, for standardized tests, there must be a right way for the examiner to give you marks on what is the right way to say things. Right?
There are probably things that are acceptable for the examiners and pronunciations that are not acceptable. For example, if we have, what do you think? That would be definitely acceptable. If you say, what do you think? That would also be acceptable.
Really? Okay.
But if you say, what I think, that would not be acceptable because that's not expected.
Right.
If it's unexpected, it's hard for the other person to understand, and then you would be docked marks. Right? Why would you do a g sound, what I think, instead of what you think? Right?
How about Australian accent? Now, people living in North America, sometimes they find Australian and New Zealand accent sometimes difficult for them to understand. Can you think of examples?
Oh, there's always an example that comes to mind, but I should not use that example. Let me think of another one. Like, for example, 8. 8 for them, that vowel A becomes like 8 instead of 8. And that 8 sounds kind of like I in North American English.
Can you put it in a sentence in case I get it wrong?
Oh, I don't know if I know the Australian and New Zealand accent that well, but let's say, for example, you said I had 8 cucumbers. I had 8 cucumbers.
Oh, yeah.
I had 8 cucumbers, yeah. So the vowels can be quite different.
8, right?
Yeah.
8. How do you say 88 and 8? E-I-G-H-T. Say it.
Sorry, 8, A-T-E, and the number 8?
8, yes.
Oh, they pronounce the same, 8.
8.
Yeah.
So you have to put in a sentence.
Yeah. And English is annoying that way, where there are a bunch of words that do actually sound the same, but they are different words. And sometimes there are words that look the same, spelled the same, but they are pronounced differently. And English is annoying like that. So everyone, no matter what language you speak, really, you have to base your understanding of what the other person is saying on the context. So that's why whenever you say a word out of context, or maybe you're talking to someone just randomly on the street, they might take a while to process what you're saying. Because they didn't expect anything. They have no context.
Yeah. Any other words other than E-I-G-H-T and
There's
A-T?
Weight. So weight for me versus how much you weigh, your weight.
Yeah.
That's one point of confusion.
Yeah. Especially if you say it fast.
Yeah. Honestly, I had this confusion when I was talking to a friend of mine about her dog. There's a wait command, W-A-I-T, wait, okay, go, that command, and then the dog's wait. So I said, oh, your dog's weight is really good. And I meant the command, her ability to wait was really good. But then she thought I was talking about the dog's weight. Yeah, but I didn't use gestures.
Okay.
Because I didn't think about the dog's weight.
Yeah. So actually, it depends on the context.
Depends on the context, depends on the kind of sentence. Because sometimes for the word 8 and 8, those are different types of words altogether. One's a noun, one's a verb. But then wait and wait that I was using, they were both nouns. So then I had to add more information for her to understand what I was saying.
And people are afraid they will get a lot of weight when they go to Hong Kong and eat, right? So that's...
I hope I do.
That's weight.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, these are like easily identified, but 3 episodes ago, we talked about Newfoundland and Labrador and Newfoundland. There are different ways to pronounce words as well, right?
Yeah.
So you ask someone from used to be just Newfoundland, and then they add and Labrador as well. So adding that area in Canada.
Yeah, but there's no. I mean, there are some right and wrong ways of saying things, but there are also some acceptable ways of saying things depending on where you're from, your accent, and like just colloquial differences or generational differences. So I talked about Toronto in one of my viral videos. What's the right way of saying Toronto? Is it Toronto? Is it Toronto? Is it Toronto? Which one is it? So normally people outside of Toronto, they'll try to say every single syllable, Toronto.
Yeah.
And in the news, you might hear people, the journalists saying Toronto.
Yeah.
But in Toronto, people just say Toronto.
How about Vancouver?
Vancouver is also an interesting one because I'm from Vancouver.
Yeah.
And the proper way to say Vancouver, according to Vancouverites, is Vancouver. But some people will say Vancouver, like the driving van, you know, the vehicle. But it's not van, it's Vancouver.
Vancouver.
Yeah.
Vancouver.
Yeah.
So just remember, locals they say things quite differently.
Yeah.
I mean, people who are visitors, they try to enunciate every single syllable.
Yeah, they try because they're trying to get it right. They're trying to be clear. They're trying to follow the spelling. And at least if you say it that way, people will still understand. Like there's this place, Cambridge. You say it as Cambridge, not Cambridge, the way it's spelled. So
yeah, it's Cambridge.
Yeah.
I seldom hear people say Cambridge.
Me too, but my husband says Cambridge, and it bothers me to no end.
Okay, Cambridge.
No, it's Cambridge, though.
Maybe that's a Hong Kong
Maybe.
way.
Well, whenever people try to base the pronunciation off spelling, that just signals to me that they learn by reading first, which is usually adults, and then they learn by listening second.
And then this phrase, we kind of mentioned it a few episodes back. This one, it's 我哋 double confirm 啦。So reconfirm, right? Yeah. Hong Kongers would say 我哋 double confirm, so they create a new word.
Yeah, new phrase. Phrases like that are born a lot. Just things that don't seem to make sense, but it's like based off of other things. Like if you listen to Gen Z people talk.
Born after year 2000, right?
Yeah, and if you hear them talk and you hear the kind of slang that they use, it might be hard to understand what they're saying as well.
Right. Even like in my days, that's before the internet age. Before you can sell things through the internet. So you sell merchandise, right? So the Gen Z people would like to say, you should sell some merch, right? They shorten it.
Yeah, exactly.
But if you don't understand that language, then what is merch?
Yeah.
So it's just merchandise.
Yeah.
So everything is kind of shortened as well.
Language is always evolving. There's this description of the approach that we can take as speech therapists or as linguists. Is it a descriptive approach, just describing what's happening with language, or is it a prescriptive approach, telling you what you should do with language? And I never take a prescriptive approach, always descriptive. I'll always be listening to what language is sounding like or what English is sounding like around me. And then I'll share that kind of information with my clients. Hey, a lot of people right now are saying second as second a lot now. So that D is turning into a T, and that's perfectly acceptable. Okay. If you want to say it more like that, totally can.
So it evolves.
It evolves.
Through time.
Definitely.
Yeah. So when you come back from Asia, I guess we can put in some newer challenges. For instance, maybe you or I can create a 3-minute speech.
That would be so exciting.
Impromptu. And
that'd be lovely.
See how we can improve it. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that.
So maybe we can all be good in our future TED Talk, presentation.
Honestly, anything. You're presenting at work, you're doing an act. If we're Christmas holidays, doing some charades, you want to look good, you want to do anything. I can help you with that.
Or in the future, be good enough to be stand-up comedian at Second City.
Yeah, although you might need some other classes, not just me, for that.
How to crack a joke, that's important.
My brother says I have the humor of a brick, so I would not be a good person for that.
Okay, so with that said, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everyone. Happy holidays.
Bye.
Happy New Year.